Hey, welcome into another Mystery Fifth Hour presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental. They have got locations throughout North Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Skyland Boulevard, McCurryRentals.com. I don't know why I said it that way. Tuscaloosa. It was like I was a game show. Tuscaloosa, Skyland Boulevard, McCurryRentals.com. They put Little T and Dunaway in cars going to all these basketball games. Me and Little T.
Yeah.
Had a Hyundai Santa Fe heading over to Tuscaloosa the other day. Nice and clean.
With a perfect phone stand.
Nice. That's right. Yeah, we did the video all the way back and it was only the fault of 459 that the phone fell.
Yes, it was the fault of a pothole.
A pothole on 459. Otherwise, we were good. McCurry Van and Car Rental. They bring you the Mystery Fifth Hour. You can rent at 256-559-1003, 256-559-1003, or McCurryRentals.com. That's McCurryRentals.com. That is Taylor Corn. We call her Little T. That is Emily Grace McWhorter. We call her EG. Rockstar is here. I'm Ryan Brown. You got everybody's name, Rockstar?
No, you went too fast.
Give us a thumbs up. If you are watching this on YouTube, we greatly appreciate you giving us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and set your alerts so you know when we're live. Rockstar, I always have to ask you this.
Do I have a question?
Do you have a question?
Oh, no. Go ahead.
A millennial is what age?
Technically, I'm on the cusp of millennial. I think millennial starts 81, 82, and I think Gen Z is maybe 2000?
So Gen Z's after millennial.
2000?
So are you guys millennials or Gen Z's?
I'm Gen Z.
I'm a millennial.
Oh, no. This is going to get super confusing.
Oh, wow.
But you're very close to the cutoff, aren't you, Little T?
Yes, I could.
Let me load it up.
I could round up to a Gen Z.
Yeah, I think you're more Gen Z in spirit than you are millennial.
See, I don't really know the traits, the characteristics. I've heard that the Gen Z characteristics are not the most positive.
Agreed.
And so I don't really know if I want to round up.
I want to lean.
You want to lean millennial?
Yes. I think there's a difference between like the 1999 to like 2002, but 2002 onward, I think that they have some issues.
Okay.
So Gen Y, Rockstar has found, are people that are born between 81 and 96.
Which
That's
is a
millennials.
Yeah.
So that's both of you, right?
So 97.
No, I'm 2001.
Oh, crap.
So 97 on is Gen Z.
Oh, then I'm not. Oh, yeah, then I'm Gen Z.
Okay, so y'all are both Gen Z.
Yep.
So what characteristics about Gen Z are not popular?
I've just heard that they're lazy, or they.
Yeah.
Neither one of you are lazy.
I feel like
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful. I find you both very respectful people.
Thank
so
you.
you so far you guys do not qualify for this.
And I feel like it's a lot about your face is in your phone.
Yep.
You're lazy. You like for things to be handed to
Yes,
you.
that's what I was gonna say.
My face is in my phone a lot for
What's
work.
your job? Yeah.
But
The assumption is for your generation is that once I'm out of college, I deserve my first job is 6 figures.
Yes.
No negotiating.
that actually makes me so mad when people think that.
Yeah, well, they think like I went to school for this. I should be getting a high-paid job, my first job.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be accepting, $20,000 for my first job.
I think we're the participation trophy generation.
I hate that.
I do too. And the results of that are that we want everything handed to us. We don't want to work hard.
Right.
That our expectations that everything should be easy. And if it gets hard, then we're like, throw in the towel.
So
the transfer portal.
Yes.
all right, so here are things, though, that Rockstar and I, so we're the generation before that. I'm probably on one end of it, and Rockstar's closer to the other end of it. But we're whatever generation is before that. Or
You're
two
Gen X.
before it. Actually, two before it. I'm Gen X.
Gen X, millennial, then Gen Z.
So you're a millennial?
Yeah.
And they're a Gen Z. I'm a Gen X. But Rockstar and I dealt with all these things that your generation has never had to deal with, and I just want your reaction to them, right?
Okay.
All right, so the first thing, and this comes from BuzzFeed, the first thing is going somewhere and having no way to communicate once you left the house.
Never had that.
That would really.
Do you remember this, Rockstar, though?
I have a story about that. So, Brookwood Mall used to be a lot cooler.
Yeah, how about Brookwood Mall?
And have stores in it.
Yeah.
So, a bunch of our friends, this is probably 8th grade, decided we're all going to meet at Brookwood Mall. And so I told my mom, can you drop me off at Brookwood Mall and pick me up at, 3 o'clock on a Saturday? She drops me off at Brookwood Mall. I get there to the food court, and none of my friends are there. There's like 6 of us. None of them are there. I turn around, there's nobody there. And I go to the payphone to call my parents.
Just a quick pause. Have you ever used a payphone?
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, I found out they changed their minds. They went to the Galleria. And so I was stuck at Brookwood for I don't know how long because I had to wait for I got to wait for my mom to get back home to call her on the home phone to tell her that they're at the wrong mall. Just come pick me back up and take me home. I'm not going to go to the gallery. So that whole trip was about an hour and a half. So that's when you have no communication.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh, I have a lot more stories than that.
That's the least sad.
I hate this kind of stuff.
Can I this a little off topic real quick? Can I tell you a real quick story?
Yeah.
Can I quick story? This one almost made Nancy cry.
Wait, then no.
No, this is from your childhood.
Yeah.
Rockstar's got the most amazing childhood stories.
Dunaway's childhood depresses me too.
Well, Rockstar's is too. Listen to it.
So we had I think it was the 7th or 8th grade banquet for middle school, and a lot of girls were telling me that, let's say, Amanda has a thing for you. She really wants you to ask her.
No, I already know where this is
do,
going.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Can't be
No,
good.
no,
No, you
do it.
don't.
I want to hear the whole thing. Yeah. So Amanda wants you to ask her
She's
out.
really I didn't know this.
And these
So
are her friends,
Yeah.
Amanda's
Yeah.
friends telling
Yeah.
you.
This isn't but just
Was
like,
this Amanda Hug a Kiss?
how did you know? She was like she really likes her Adam's apple massage. So they said that Amanda really wants to go to the dance with you. Would you please ask her? And I was like, oh God, I've never done this before. Got on my home phone when I got home from school. Dialed her. I looked her up in the student directory.
Yep.
Called her up. She answered the phone, thank God, because talking to the parents was worse.
Yeah.
And I said, would you like to go to the 8th grade dance with me? And she says yes.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Rockstar.
And,
That
then
way.
that- and that's pretty much like, okay, bye. And that was it.
Yeah.
I got like, chills and everything. Like, wow, I asked a girl out. And she
did
said,
it.
yes, I did it. And then I go to the kitchen, get a drink, and the phone rings. It's about 5 minutes has passed. And I answer the phone, and it's Amanda.
Oh.
And she says, hey,
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry to say this, but so-and-so told me that so-and-so was also thinking about asking me,
no.
would it be okay
Oh, no.
if I went with him instead?
What
Would
if
it
you'd
be
have-
okay?
Yeah, what if you'd have
And-
said no? That's not
Because
good.
she obviously liked him.
But he hadn't asked her yet, so she was banking on him asking.
He did.
Oh.
She went with him.
I'm so
I did
sorry.
the stag thing where you wear the sport coat and the blue jeans tapered.
Nice.
Good old country boy.
Yeah, but that was back to technology. I had to call her on the home phone and use the directory. So that was.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's not all your fault, but you, just women, you guys are really mean to people like me.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, you Gen Zs, y'all don't know. So go ahead.
So
sorry.
she went with somebody else?
Yeah.
And you were at the dance and saw them?
I went stag.
Yeah, I know. But did he know that you had already asked her, you think?
No, I don't think so.
But she knew.
Yeah, so I think one of her friends had a miscommunication. We're like, if you had to do your top 5, God, well, 5, way back in 5, it would be
Yeah.
Sean, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then,
So number
Number
4.
five.
Give yourself
Yeah.
some credit. Come on now.
That's okay. Anyway, we had Brookwood Mall. I had to wait for my mom to get home to come back and pick me up.
But here's the thing. When Rockstar and I were kids and growing up, you could also disappear and not have anybody contact you. I mean, if you'd left home, you were out of contact.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I think it would be good in a sense of not everything would be so public.
Yeah.
I love going back and looking at memories. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do is scroll through my phone to college. Like, us, if our friends, my college friends are all together, we'll be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
remember that? We'll just start
Yeah.
going through stuff. So I like that, but it's also if something unfortunate happens,
I want
it
my
would never
phone.
be videoed
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
on the internet.
Yeah.
We had no video.
Yeah.
I
So
think the world itself was so much different. Like, you guys could get away with a lot more.
No doubt.
And I think too, it wasn't as, and I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think that the world now is a lot more scary than it was when y'all were growing up.
Oh, there's absolutely no doubt.
So
yeah.
it's like-
when I was very young, my parents would leave me at home by myself.
Yeah.
Far younger than when I've allowed
Us
my
too.
children to stay home by myself.
I walked home from school every day, and I was
Yeah.
home by myself for a good 3 hours.
The bus would let me off on my driveway, and I'd be home for several hours by myself. I would go in, get a snack, and then all the neighborhood kids would meet
Just
somewhere.
hang
We'd already
out, yeah.
discussed, we're meeting at so-and-so's house or whatever.
that's so fun though.
That is-
Oh, it was a blast. I had a great childhood. I loved it.
I didn't
Sorry.
have neighborhood kids.
Not
This
so
is-
much.
I played with myself until my wife says, you played by yourself. I was
There you
like,
go. There you
spent
go.
a lot of time
Clarify.
playing myself.
Yes. But also what would happen is, like, if you went to, now the shopping mall is kind of a thing of the past, but if you went to the shopping mall with your parents, they would let you go off by yourself, but you had to meet at a certain place at a certain time
Yeah.
because that's the only way we could communicate.
That's kind of familiar.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like we would do that. It's like, you guys, everyone needs to be back here, but it was like a buddy system. I have brothers, so it was like you have to be with someone, but
Right.
we're all going to be here at whatever time.
Yeah.
But now I don't. If like I just had a niece born, and I'm like already freaked out about
What
her-
she's going to
yes,
face.
Yes.
Yeah. We used to have to go to a place called Blockbuster and rent a
I
movie.
used to go to Blockbuster.
Oh, y'all went to
Yes,
Blockbusters?
Yes, we had a Blockbuster.
It was the best.
Yeah.
There was the one right
didn't
by
know
here,
this.
and I would go, and my parents they would go, and it was a big treat because we'd get to pick out like snacks and
Yeah,
candy.
because they had the candy at the front. That was like
Yeah.
a movie theater.
Act 2 popcorn. That was the name of the. You remember that? The name of the
Yeah.
popcorn was Act 2.
Hell, let's tell good what the hell Act 1's going to be.
I know.
Now, okay, I remember when my dad, we had Netflix and they would come in the mail.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Blockbuster. Now I think it's a bank. Got turned into a bank.
The Blockbuster near you is a bank now. I think the one I went to growing up over in Anniston, I think is a doctor's office now, if it's even still standing. I think it converted into like a medical clinic.
I
of some
miss
sort.
Blockbuster. That was such a fun thing. As a
It
kid.
was because you would go and like a new release would have 30 and they were all on the wall right
Yep.
there, and you were going, you would pull it back to see if one was in. You remember? Or you just ask them at the desk, hey, is Ghostbusters in? No, all the Ghostbusters. Oh, better my childhood.
Good 84 memory. Another thing that you guys didn't have to go through in middle school when you had to have a term paper on Nero, you'd have to go to your Compton's Britannica and
That's
go
right.
A, B, C, D, E, G.
Wait, I had to do
N,
that.
Yeah.
Pull that out.
So you
get
had
a
an actual
typewriter-
encyclopedia?
A typewriter, and type out your paper because we didn't have computers to type no spell check. And if you had to mess up, you had to white out. That was real fun.
Yeah.
Typing a paper.
So did
Not
you have
the-
encyclopedias at your home, or you had to go to the library and get them?
No, we would if we had to do. I don't even want to call it a report, but like whatever you would do when you were little,
Yeah.
they'd make you write a paper, and we didn't have to use typewriters, but we would have to. They would make us go to the library and get books, and we'd have to learn how to like cite our sources
Yeah.
and use all of that to write
Bibliography.
stuff.
The bibliography,
Yes, the
yeah.
bibliography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing was so awful.
But what was awful was like now you could cut and paste, but to Rockstar's point, like you would get the encyclopedia, you'd have to say, Nero was the emperor of Rome. Nero was the emperor
Yeah.
of Rome. He was Rome's emperor, yeah, and you'd have to transcribe it
During his
all.
time as the Emperor of Rome.
Yeah. Oh, God, it would take forever to do one of those papers.
I don't
Imagine
envy you guys
grading
on
one.
that one.
Huh?
I don't envy y'all on
Oh,
that
it was
one.
terrible. And you have a lot of mine were handwritten. I mean, it wasn't.
Well, there was some that we had to do. I remember we had a typewriter, and it was
Yeah.
awful because you're a kid. We never took keyboarding classes. You didn't know how to
Right.
type
No, we
anything,
took
so everything
keyboarding.
was.
Yeah. All right.
was
So
awful.
I don't think either one of you have ever had to do this, but for Rockstar and I, if there was a like, who's your favorite artist, musical artist?
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen. Favorite
Maybe.
song?
No, Timbaland. I like Timbaland.
Who?
Timbaland.
Oh, Timbaland. Favorite
Yeah.
song?
Oh gosh, this is putting me on the spot.
You can go ahead and think of this.
I got mine.
Well, I'll just do Morgan Wallen. I don't know. More Than My Hometown.
Morgan Wallen, More Than My Hometown.
That's not my favorite song, but that's just a song.
Okay, little T.
That's just a song. How to Wayne or How to Love Lil Wayne.
How to Love Lil Wayne. Used to, you would have to buy an entire Morgan Wallen album
To hear that
or
one.
cassette or CD just to hear that one song. Or Lil Wayne in your case. And Rockstar, this was very, very long time while we were growing up. I mean, that's like,
It was a wonder for people that were one-hit wonders because people didn't know what else was on your album. Like Lou Bega, Mambo No. 5. Name another song by him.
Yeah.
He made a killing because everybody bought that album because they
Right.
wanted to hear Mambo No. 5. Now people like
Interesting.
him have to rely on Spotify streams. When are you going to put out another single? Well, I did. I don't want to listen to that. So you would make CD was probably like $16.99 that you would buy. The artist would get paid much better now than they do in streaming. So you would make a killing to be a one-hit wonder.
yeah. But what it would also create is like the music snob that's like, oh, everybody loves the hits, but you need to go to the B side.
Yeah.
Oh, the A and B side.
The A and B side, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or cassettes had a B side too. Now, CDs, everything, sometimes they would label something as a B side.
Yeah.
Or if it was a big artist, you get a 2 CD set. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, the double disc.
The double disc.
I
Double
had
disc.
Taylor Swift. Like my first CD I got was Taylor Swift, her first album.
Uh-huh.
And so I was in kindergarten, and then Billy Ray Cyrus. And
So, but you bought those on CD?
yeah.
Okay.
And then
You
Bon
can probably
Jovi.
sell that for money now. The Taylor
I
Swift
know.
one to Dunaway.
I probably should. I'll offer it. I'm going home this week, and I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it. Did you ever own a CD or anything like that, Lil T?
We own CD. I don't really have a specific memory of a CD, but yeah, we had them because I remember them being in the car.
Yeah.
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 So my daughter that is now a college freshman, when she was a kid, we went to Washington, D.C., and we were in the Smithsonian. And one of the things in the Smithsonian was the original iPod, the Apple iPod,
yeah.
Oh
which
yeah.
was probably...
That's in the Smithsonian.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
probably about like that. I mean, it's about the size...
Yeah.
It's about the size of an
had that
iPhone.
big wheel.
Yeah, it had the big
Yeah.
wheel in the middle.
It was
I remember
more
those things.
Square.
Yeah. And Anna Kate looked at it. She goes, "Oh my gosh, it's so big." And I was like, "Dude, that was tiny when
Yeah.
we got it. We were like, oh my God, it's so small. I can't believe it." She could not believe how big it was.
I remember
You used to have to carry that around?
movies more on CDs than
Yeah.
music. Just
I agree.
because
Like on DVDs.
Yeah,
DVD, mhm.
yeah, DVD, CD.
Well, what's crazy is how quick things change, because I remember my nephews and nieces, when they would go over to my parents' house, they had a little table set up with them with this little TV with a DVD player inside of it. And they would put Disney cars, and
Yeah.
the DVD would just be so scratched because it would just be
Oh,
worn.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yep.
with kids, you got Disney Plus, and you just stream it nonstop,
Right.
and you can
Yeah.
download it or whatever. So with kids back then, you had to have a literal DVD to entertain them. Now everything is online streaming. So once your internet is down, it is Bad News Bears. See Tuesday with my son.
How, oh yeah, did he
It
have
was
a
awful.
meltdown?
Awful.
Things that we did that you guys have not, I know you've never done
Okay.
this. Driving a car without GPS.
No.
Like, if I were to tell you go from here to
Get to Memphis for me.
Memphis,
No.
I was going to say Memphis.
Heck no.
I remember as a
Like
kid,
without GPS, you couldn't do
No,
it.
it would be very difficult.
I would never make it ever. But I remember when as a child, because we drive to Michigan every year, and I remember when I was little, sitting in the back seat, my parents would have this massive
Map?
book. It was,
I
I
know.
swear,
It was
the
the
thing
Atlas.
was
It was the
this
Atlas,
thing, and it was
yes.
flipping through, and I was like, all right, 50 more miles, and I'm like, how, like you're counting
Yeah.
and calculating.
You're
I
like,
would
"It's
wreck.
about-"
According to the map, Harry, we've only gone 2 inches.
Yeah,
But there was another thing called MapQuest.
Okay,
and
Yes,
I
and you
remember that.
print out
You
the
print 'em out.
directions.
you print 'em
I
out,
remember
yeah.
that.
It'd be like, honey, I think we got a right turn coming up here somewhere.
Did you
Right.
print? Did you print the return route? Damn it! I did not.
We're not going to know how to get home. I can reverse all of this.
I don't know how. That is the biggest thing I'm so thankful for is maps, because it would be so difficult for me. I struggle directionally with my GPS.
Yeah.
And it's difficult.
It's telling you the turns, EG.
I know. I don't. This is
Waze tells you where to
This is
turn.
the point of tension in a lot of my relationships. Is
Yeah.
I'm directionally challenged.
Also, the Waze gives you the pothole in 16 miles.
It
Is
does.
still
Yeah.
there?
It does.
Is it
And
still
it
there?
stops
Is it still
whatever
there?
you're listening
Is
to.
it still there?
It's so annoying.
I had to turn the sound off
I
Waze a
turned
long
my
time ago. Yeah.
maps and Waze, like the voice is off, because
Yeah. It drives you crazy.
and it would startle me. Like
Yeah.
if it hasn't been talking for a while, and all of a sudden it's like boom. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
It's
Yeah.
like potential hazard
Yeah.
ahead.
I'll
I'm
never
like,
forget
oh.
a couple of years ago when Alabama Georgia played at Indianapolis. We were driving up there because the weather, the flights were going to be a mess because of this massive ice
Oh,
storm that
yeah.
had come through. So we drove up there, and we could only make it to Nashville the first night. And because there were reports the roads between Nashville and Louisville were awful, like they were iced over, and that the next day it was going to melt off. So we just stayed in Nashville and then drove on to Indianapolis the next day. And indeed, it had melted, but a lot of cars had gotten stranded out there. Well, I had Waze on because even if you know where you're going, Waze will also tell you there's
the
a wreck.
police, yeah.
Or police and stuff like that. So I've got Waze on. I've got it connected. We're driving along, and it's like stranded car in 1 mile, stranded car in 100, and it was like 8,000 stranded
Yeah,
cars.
you're
I'm
like, we get it.
Shut up.
I got to turn this off. I mean, it's a stranded car every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, they were everywhere. But I don't know, like the whole printed out, and then you used to have a map. Like if you were going, like my parents, if you were going, say, to Texas or whatever, you would have a map of each state in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, a massive.
Yeah.
It was a book. It was the
Yeah.
most. Yeah, it was the craziest thing.
You could
ever.
either have the book or you would have like the Louisiana map.
You get lost, you stop, you take it out and put it on the hood of the car, just let it splay it all out.
Or you took it at a gas station and the guy would have to point out
Oh
where you're
my
going.
gosh.
Yeah.
I do think that we should probably all carry a map in our car, because
Well, why?
if something
but just like the other day when
the other
AT&T was
day,
out, yeah.
it's like if you have to go somewhere, and I don't want to be stranded somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I
Yeah.
could read the map truthfully to get me where I needed to go.
No chance I could.
Having to say BRB to your friends on MSN because your mom wanted to make a call. So when we first got the internet, it came over the phone line, which, first of all, a phone line, there used to be these phones in your house.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had a landline in your life.
No,
Yes.
or my grandparents still have one at their house and use it.
We
Do
still
they
have
really?
one.
In Michigan, yes, it rings. The ring is so. It's
So like,
I'm like, oh my word, vibrate.
But
yeah,
it's
people
on
call
the
it.
wall,
Yep.
or it's
Okay, we have one at our farm. We have one that is still hooked to
Well, that's
the
probably
wall.
because it's got crap cell service
Yes,
out there, right?
and so, but then at home we have landline still. But
Do
I
you
think
really?
it's something to do with my dad's business.
Yeah. So you when you first got the internet, it came over the phone line. So if you called somebody or they're on the internet, you remember that? Like you'd call their house
It would
line.
disconnect you.
Yeah, disconnect the
Ooh.
internet. They would knock you. You would knock
I
them
better
off the
love
internet.
Bite
Hey,
Size.
nobody get on the phone. I got to do this report. Give me 30 minutes. I'm going to be on AOL.
Yeah, and
Nobody
it was
on the
like
phone.
and it was like an internet page. You know how now you just type it in and it loads like that. It would load like a little bit at a time, just like that.
Wait, what screen is it on?
It was
It'd
on
be
your
on
computer
computer
It's
screen.
like there's a big block.
But you were not on Wi-Fi. You had to plug a phone line into the computer.
Oh, interesting.
And there's those
Okay.
big the gateway computers
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
big thing.
My grandma
Yeah.
like got rid of hers recently.
I love how all these things our grandparents have that we have.
She still had the flip phone that had the antenna up until about
She probably had good reception
it
yesterday.
was no she actually just got a new iPhone because she wanted a better camera. She loved taking pictures, and so like when she got an iPhone, I guess I was probably in middle school, she was obsessed, and my mom actually kept her like flip phone until I was in middle school because my mom's kind of Amish. She does not like
Yeah.
technology.
I'm not all the way. I just dip my toes.
She
in.
Kinda
does. She
Amish. I'm
does.
somewhat
Amish. I
She's
just churn my own
like, she
butter.
has an
That's about
Amish
it.
cookbook, and we make fun of her.
Your mom has an Amish cookbook?
Yeah, I'll send y'all
Why?
pictures. She
What's in an Amish cookbook that's
I don't
not in a
know.
normal one?
I don't know. I guess it's recipes from the homestead, but
Mennonites.
Interesting.
we make fun of her because she does not like technology. So like I didn't get an iPhone until I was in high school maybe.
I don't even know when I got my first phone.
But like I remember it was a big deal when I got a Gmail account. I got it for Christmas actually.
You got a Gmail.
We got you a free email.
What a great
Yeah.
because
What'd you get?
It was your daddy's idea.
yeah.
I got a car. I got a Gmail account.
They folded it up because I wanted to be able to talk to my friends in elementary school, and they all had the Google accounts,
Right.
And you could chat
Yeah.
on. And so, actually, this is funny. My 5th grade friend, her name was Jessica. She made me a Gmail account without telling my parents, and it was Egg McMuffin 900.
Because $8.99 was taken.
Muffin 900.
I'm still logged into it too.
Oh, you got that Gmail? So if I email eggmcmuffin900
No,
at
it's-
gmail.com?
It's EG McMuffin.
Okay, so
but Egg
egg.
McMuffin.
Gotcha.
Egg McMuffin
That's
900.
creative.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
she's
was creative, but
so I had to hide it though from my parents because I wasn't gifted my Gmail account until much later.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was
Egg McMuffin
sneaky
900.
with Egg McMuffin 900, and then I got freaked out that my last name was on there. So it's actually Emily Grace Love Dogs.
What's your favorite animal?
Dogs.
Oh, okay.
And the profile picture is a baby giraffe.
Oh wow.
So one of the last ones, like, it was a treat for us to go to a video arcade.
Yeah.
I mean, do you not like those, or you've never experienced them? What? What are you groaning about?
we weren't like the tokens and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Chuck E. Cheese? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
Chuck E.
As a
Cheese.
mild version.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese was extravagance for me as a kid. But like, you would have a video arcade. It was just it was a building or a room that just only had arcade games there. You couldn't really get. I mean, you might have a snack bar or something like that.
Yeah.
And you would go, like, you would put $1 in, and it would spit out 4 tokens, and each game took a token or 2.
Yeah. I used to take the kids that I babysat to those places. They would terrorize the people in those establishments.
But
It
the
was-
games are so popular. Some of them would have a line. Like, I remember Mortal Kombat. You would have to wait in line to
Simpsons,
play it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. You would have to wait in line to play those games.
I want to show you the Egg McMuffin 900. Welcome.
Oh, are
Emily
you
Grace.
still logged in?
I'm still logged in.
Emily
Do you
Grace
receive
loved
messages?
dogs.
Yes.
Interesting.
Egg McMuffin 900. Shoot me over an email.
Don't tell her parents.
Yeah.
Don't tell Mr. Miss McWhorter. She's going to regret bringing this up, by the
I
way.
am.
The emails you're about to get. Egg
Oh, Lord.
McMuffin.
Egg
900.
McMuffin 900.
I love your friend making a off the books Gmail account. Don't
And the
tell your
adrenaline
parents.
rush.
I know.
Think about the
Because I can get on the
adrenaline.
family computer in the living room and be like, hey guys.
Checking
like,
your shoulder.
At home.
Yeah.
What are you guys
Nobody's
doing?
watching. I'm
Yeah.
going to G chat.
Literally.
What was it called? The Gmail chat.
I can't remember what it was called. It was like Google Plus. And it was
Always
just
on that. Don always said he's not doing Facebook anymore. He's on Google Plus.
Yeah, Google.
that
That was Google Plus.
Google
That's how
Plus.
young you are.
Yeah.
Because I remember Google Plus hit, and
It's like 2012, maybe
Yeah.
2013.
yeah, that was when I was making
I forget how
fake
young you
Gmail
guys
accounts.
are sometimes.
Wow.
Oh, that's depressing.
I know.
It is McCurry Van and Car Rental that brings you the Mystery Fifth Hour. Everything to choose from, including trucks, SUVs, and passenger vans. Easy in and out. Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Tuscaloosa, Skyler Boulevard soon. 256-559-1003. That's 256-559-1003. Or McCurryRentals.com. That is McCurryRentals.com. He's Rockstar. She's Taylor Corn. She's Egg McMuffin 900. Emily Grace McWhorter. We call her EG, but maybe from now on we'll call her Egg McMuffin.
That was my softball jersey too. Egg McMuffin.
Egg McMuffin. You owned. I like that you owned the nickname.
That was my elementary school. It was Egg and Egg McMuffin.
Please give us a thumbs up on this video. Follow us on social media at Next Round Live, and make sure you have subscribed and set your alerts on YouTube so you know when we're live on the next round. Thank you for catching us on the Mystery Fifth Hour.